Hey everybody, do you know what time it is? It is time for some more Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum. In the last part, we explored the rest of Pyrite Cave, and in this part, we're going to finally fight the boss of this place. It took me forever. Like, I think there was 2 parts of me just purely exploring this cave. Oh well. It's all worth it, because I showed everything I wanted to show. Alright, so the boss is going to be down here. And a few notes about this boss before we, barge in. He, she, it is going to have, I know it's gonna kind of spoil it, but he has grass and water type, so their only weakness is poison, flying, and ice. If you have any of those, use them. I think Mantine does learn wing attack, but unfortunately I didn't get it purified enough in time. And then there are probably a few shadow Pokemon that have moves that could be super effective against them. Like I think Quagsire has Ice Beam, but I really don't feel like purifying them either. So let's barge in. We gotta save that Plusle, because I honestly completely forget about that Plusle every time I play through this game. Alright. Yeah, we can talk to Ludicolos. Lun Lun Papa. Lun Lun Lapa. Oh no, that one just said Lun Papa, okay. Lun Lun Pa. I love how they took the time to make them say different things. And Mirror Beach is kinda watching us, you know. Alright, let's talk to him. Call me crazy, but I think he might like dancing. That's just a shot in the dark. Alright. Yeah, woot. Wait, do people actually say woot? Wow, okay, anyway. It's about time, darlings. It's so frightfully tired of wait. Okay, in case you can figure out already, I'm terrible at reading text. Stop the music! Oh, you kept me waiting for so long. I decided to work up a little perspiration. Fwoho. But you have been busy being naughty and messing up my plans. It is oh so close for everything to turn out just right, just the way we hoped. But I can salvage our plan by beating you, little man. And so, there's time for one last frantic dance before the grand finale. Let the music play. Okay, so in case you couldn't tell, this is Mirror B, one of the most popular characters in Pokemon history. Yeah, well he's definitely the most popular character from this game. So he's gonna have 4 Ludicolos. Yeah, it kinda sucks. And they're all one different level. Like one's 29, one's 30, one's 31, and one is 28. That was really obscure order, but... Yeah, and like I said, if you have any super effective moves, use them. And so I think they I think they just know like Rain Dance and Razor Leaf. Nothing too painful. They might know Giga Drain, but I'm gonna go ahead and confuse the stronger one, because I like to confuse things. Apparently. Yeah, I'm a blonde. Oh wait, that's the other way around. But, yeah, unfortunately this battle is gonna be a little, not overly interesting, because it's just Ludicolo, then a Ludicolo, then more Ludicolo, and then he finally does have a Shadow Pokemon, but... So, I'm gonna talk about something that is very popular these days. It's popular in them kids' world. Minecraft. Yeah, just before recording this I was playing Minecraft, and, yeah, well, actually, I remember back in Paper Mario, I kind of went on a little hiatus because I was so addicted to that. Yeah, because I'm professional like that. And the confuse rate even hit. I honestly wasn't paying attention, but alright, let's use Shadow Ball. Ugh, Razor Leaf. Yeah, that should do neutral damage to Mantine because he's part water and part flying. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. You might notice Mantine has a little Memorade, Memorade under his wing. That's something that they do a good job of keeping like frequent throughout the Pokemon series. That Mantine always has a Remoraid under his wing. And I think in order to evolve Mantike into Mantine, you actually need to have a Remoraid in your party. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, Mantike was introduced in the 4th generation, so that doesn't affect Mantine in this game at all, because this came out in the 3rd generation. And yes, I'm nerfed for knowing that. Shut up. Alright, so yeah, I was talking about Minecraft. Me and my friends, who we just kind of call ourselves the Pikmin Troop, because it's basically the same people talking to each other each day. We had this server, and we were freaking addicted to it for like 4 months. And then Paul lost it, so yeah. I guess it's kind of a good thing, because now I have more motivation to actually get these projects done. Because seriously, oh my god, it's such a distracting game. And also, I think I talked about this in one of the last parts, I am still a huge Yogscast fan. I finally caught up in their series today. Yeah, that's a really... I'm not sure if you'd call it a Let's Play. It's more of like a... It's more of like a play, not a Let's Play, just a play. I guess you could say, ooh, critical hit. Very nice. But, yeah, it's a really interesting Let's Play. If you're even remotely interested in Minecraft, or even if you're not, just go... Even if you're not remotely interested in Minecraft, you still might be interested. Their channel is Blue Xifis, and that's X with an X. Xifis, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're currently becoming really popular, and that's awesome. Because, well, one, they're British, that's kind of a, you know, that's kind of a given. And, alright, I'm gonna try confusing this one, because I don't think Confuser worked on the other one for whatever reason. Do they have, like, some kind of ability? Wait, their ability is, like, Rain Dish, I believe. And no, I don't have any fancy schmancy boss bio for this Let's Play. I'm far too lazy to do that. I figured the Shadow Pokemon bios would be enough. Actually, I just finished working on those today. Oh my god. 48 bios, finally done. Okay, and yes, I just spoiled how many Shadow Pokemon there are. Shut up. You know what? Oh yeah, and in case you didn't notice, the NPCs in this dungeon, a lot of them use Lotite and Lombre, and you can kind of see why now. Yeah, they're kind of influenced by Mirabee's huge obsession with Ludicolo. Even though Ludicolo is the only one known to dance, and Lotite and Lombre are known to be, like, depressed, which is kind of funny, actually. But, yeah, I laugh at depressed people. Ha ha ha. No. And yes, as you can see, I'm targeting the stronger one first, because I figure it'd be more of a threat. Yeah, Razor Leaf isn't doing that much to Mantine. I think if it keeps up, I might have to use a Super Potion later, but it's all good. It's all good. Although Mischievous is kind of taking damage. Oh, I actually didn't think Mischievous would do that much damage. As a matter of fact, I probably should have went with Mischievous and Espeon so that I could use Confusion and Shadow Ball and maybe even take one out each turn, which would be really nice, because normally this battle takes a really long time, and I think Koshi Sushi proved that in his LP. Yeah. And, ha! You hit yourself in your confusion. What now? Yeah, that's one thing that Pokemon fanatics always make fun of. How, when your Pokemon's confused, they take damage, and then by they hit the zone. God. When your Pokemon's confused, they hit themselves sometime. And, actually, if you want a little more in-depth explanation on that, when your Pokemon's confused, there's a 50% chance that they'll hit themselves with a normal type attack that has 40 base damage, and it's a physical attack. So if your Pokemon has really high physical attack and it hurts itself, then it'll do a lot of damage. So that's why Swagger, which boosts your attack and then confuses you, that's a really annoying move, because it confuses you and then boosts your attack, so that if you hit yourself, it does a lot of damage to yourself. And then they have another version of that for special attack. I don't remember what it's called, though. I know it's not Encore. It's something like that. I think it was introduced in Pokemon Black and White. Speaking of which, I haven't been playing that recently. Just not at all. I don't know. I guess after you complete the Pokédex, you tend to lose interest. Alright, so the level 30 Ludicolo should be taken out this turn. Alright, Razor Leaf is still doing barely nothing. Yeah, I said this earlier when I was doing the Bayleaf bio. Razor Leaf sucks in this game. Actually, does it have 60 base damage? I don't know. If it does, then that's just sad. And I think it had a high critical hit ratio in Generation 1. It might still have it. I'm honestly not quite sure. Alright, so that's 2 Ludicolos down, and now we're just down to his 2 weakest ones and his Shadow Pokemon. And don't get all hyped up for a Shadow Pokemon, it isn't that much of a big deal. Matter of fact, his Shadow Pokemon isn't even known for dancing. Matter of fact, his Shadow Pokemon is known for standing perfectly still. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Mirabee, the one that's always moving and dancing and whatnot, his Shadow Pokemon is famously known for standing perfectly still. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna... well, this kind of reminds me of, Pokemon, but earlier, while I was working on graphics and watching Minecraft, oh, Mischievous died, that's not good, but the 13th Pokemon movie came on Cartoon Network, and I was kind of tuning in and out, and, it's not very good. I remember reading kind of like a review on it on PokeBeach, and the guy agreed that it just moved, like, the storyline just wasn't that good. Well, granted, I was kind of fading in and out, so, you know, I wasn't, like, I don't know everything about it, but, maybe that's why I tuned out so much, because it was just so uninteresting. I don't know. And of course, Mantine's about to die. That's wonderful. That reminds me, I still need to go back and get Quillfish. Wonderful! Alright, so, rain continues to fall. Yeah, one thing that I'm really glad they fixed in Pokemon Black and White is that rather than getting a message every turn that it's either sandstorming or raining, they just kind of have a little icon at the bottom, or at top right at the bottom screen, so that's a lot quicker than it giving that message each time. So let's see how much confusion does. Actually, I think our Espeon and Umbreon are a little overpowered. Normally, for me, they're only like level 32 and 33 for me right now, but for some reason they're 35 and 34 right now. And Mantine just healed because Ludicolos is an idiot. That's good. The idiocy of others, hooray! I'm actually kind of surprised Mantine hasn't gone into hyper mode at all yet. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of like I was half expecting him to just go into hyper mode just to prove me wrong. But we're gonna take out Ludicolo. I guess use Swift. And then after we kill this Ludicolo, he'll send in his Shadow Pokemon. Ludicolo fainted. Okay. I kind of figured you sent it in earlier. Alright, thank you. That's why there's such an awkward silence. And there is his Shadow Pokemon, known for standing perfectly still. Sudowoodo is a very unique choice for your team. He has okay stats. He has quite a few weaknesses: water, grass, ground, fighting. But I guess if you want a unique choice, Sudowoodo isn't that bad, actually. But of course, most people don't want to use him just because of how he looks. Yeah, he looks kind of like a gay bonsai tree. But yes, if you miss Sudowoodo from Mirror B, you will fight... You will have another chance to get Sudowoodo later at Real Game Tower, and if you fail that, then you'll get infinite chances at the Deep Colosseum, and the Deep Colosseum is after the main game. So if you really want Sudowoodo fast, make sure you catch it this time. Right then, now that future me is telling you about Sudowoodo, or past me is telling you about Sudowoodo. Once again, I don't remember what kind of review I gave it, so hooray! Fun times! Smiley face. Hyper mode. Okay, sure. The rain stopped. Hopefully that'll be the last time it goes into effect. Okay, Mantine's still in hyper mode. Alright. I guess I should take out Ludicolo first. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, this is why I said, yeah, Sudowoodo is kind of famously known for standing perfectly still, because it's known for imitating a tree, which of course stays perfectly still, so that's why I said that. And also, it's well known because a lot of people think it's a grass type because of the fact that it looks like a tree. It's actually a rock type, so yeah, that's something that they always made fun of in the anime, if I remember correctly. There's like 3 episodes about that, jeez. Yeah, Sudowoodo seems to be a popular Pokemon for the Pokemon people behind the curtains, I don't know. Like, in the office, I can just imagine Sudowoodo posters everywhere. Alright, I don't know. Should I just go for an Ultra Ball? You know what? Why not? I'm gonna go Ultra Ball. If this works, then I will officially Rickroll Mirror B, which is kind of funny because he's dancing. Alright. Switch to Pokeball, take out Ludicolo. Alright. Come on, this would be hilariously good, because I wouldn't have to do anything. Oh, I missed. Alright, whatever. Speaking of the runaway guys, as I'm recording this, I think... I don't remember what they're doing right now. My prediction is that their next project is do Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I think they already confirmed that Josh Jepsen is the 4th person, which I guess is kind of cool. I'm personally not a huge fan of Josh Jepsen, but you know, whatever. No, Mantine! Why? So what happens to the Remoraid? Does he just kind of get crammed into a Pokeball with a dead Mantine? That wouldn't be very comfortable. No, it would not be comfortable at all. Alright, whatever. Oh yeah. I was watching Pyro Dragon earlier, and there was actually a Pokemon reference in Super Mario Galaxy, which I thought was pretty interesting. For those of you that don't know, in the Boy Base Galaxy, at the very top of the galaxy, there's a Pokeball-shaped planet. Yeah, there's kind of a big debate if they did that on purpose or not. I kind of think they did, because, I mean, with the colors and the shapes and everything, it's just a little too it's just a little too, you know, exact to be a coincidence, really. Okay, Sudowoodo seems to really like using Rock Slide, or is that just Rock though? I don't know. I'm not paying that much attention. All right. Actually, in all honesty, in this game, you can just like half-ass everything because you're just like spamming Confusion and Bite the entire time. All right. Speaking of which, I should probably be doing more damage. Use Bite and Swift. As you all know, I'm very careful when capturing these Pokemon. Oh, and in case you fail to capture Sudowoodo, you do have a chance to get him later. And then if you fail to get him, then you can get him. Or you have one more chance after the main game. So If you're so hyped up about getting Sudowoodo, get it now. Stupid Rock Slide. Now, luckily, Umbreon is a pretty tanky Pokemon. My voice, like, died. Alright. Shh. I should probably heal on Espeon. I feel obliged to mention, when I record, I actually use a different headset than I do when I'm just, like, on YouTube. Like when I record, I use my old headset, and then when I'm in a Skype call or listening to a YouTube video, I use my new one. Because on my new headset, I'm too lazy to figure out how to get it so that my voice doesn't come in too loud. So yeah, hopefully I get that figured out, because apparently my voice sounds clearer on that mic, which I kind of doubt, because my voice quality is pretty good on this mic. The only complaint I have is that in the background, you can always hear me fumbling with my stool under my desk, like this. Yeah, that. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure why I do that when I'm recording. I just, like, fumble with that stool under my desk. It's so random, too. It's like one of those Rock Band stools, you know? Yeah, okay. So I think I've done enough damage to Sudowoodo. And in case you're wondering, when I'm in these boss battles, I do plan to keep in, like, everything from start to finish. I don't plan to cut out anything when I'm trying to capture the Shadow Pokemon. Alright, one. Jeez! You know, what was Sudowoodo's catch rate again? Ugh. Actually, that reminds me. When I was doing graphics, I found it pretty surprising, because the final boss of Shadow Pokemon actually has a higher catch rate than most of the Pokemon in this game, which I thought was pretty funny. Like, I think it's like 45, which is around the catch rate of Dialga and Palkia, and as we all know, those are ridiculously easy to capture. Same with Zekrom and Reshiram, like those are extremely easy to capture. Like even easier than like Cobalion, Terrakion, and all those. Alright, I don't want to use Swift because I don't want to kill it by accident with a critical hit. Alright, no reason for this not to work. If this doesn't work, then I might cut ahead, because at that point it would just be me spamming Ultra Balls. Alright, let's see. Uno. Dos. Damn. Before I cut ahead, I was actually talking about this with my friends on Skype earlier. Was it? Yeah, Articuno, Zoltos. No, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. It took me a while to figure this out too, but the numbers at the end of their name, you know, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. Yeah, it took me a really long time to notice that. I thought they were just kind of, you know, clever nameplay, but I think it was like sometime last month I actually figured out that little gimmick in their name. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep spamming Ultra Balls, cutting ahead. Take 4. Come on, come on. Yes, that's probably because I paralyzed it with Flappy. Alright, very well done. I suppose, with only 4 Ultra Balls, even though I only have 3. Hooray for glitches. I can't keep up with the tempo. Oh no, 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 what a no-no. And when he was doing his little losing pose, that looked really awkward. Like he was like bending his head in and outward. You know, you could probably find like a YouTube poop about that somewhere. But how dare you? Don't you dare think you'll get away with your latest outrage. One of these days, I will take great pleasure in kicking you about with my elegant dance steps. Oh, and I'm not giving up our Shadow Pokemon plan either. Let's go, escape! Nyeh. I just love how the Ludicolos run away with him too. You know, I wish it did that with like all the bosses, where like they keep all their Pokemon out at once. Then again, they're too lazy to do that. Right. Sean, did you hear those cries? It must be Plusle. I think those cries came from behind that door. Alright, let's go see. And I'm gonna get our little ginger trapped here. Hooray! Alright, he dropped an item. TM49. I think that's Thief? Is it Thief? If I'm right. Oh no, it's Snatch. Close enough. Alright, steals and uses a target's move if it raises stats. Oh yeah, I think I already gave an explanation about that in the first episode with that giant wall of text. Alright. Nothing else in here. I think there are some items in the next room. Oh yeah, and if you walk over these nails, your character kind of glitches out. Yeah, it goes up and down. Alright. Let's go in here. And we have an Ian file, which will tell you more about Shadow Pokemon. I tend to explain that stuff as it happens, so you shouldn't need it. We got a Macho Brace. I think that has something to do with EVs, and I don't feel like explaining EVs because that'll take hours. And how did you get here? You and your shenanigans, alright. So let's get the Plusle. Kyun! Jean, Plusle! You know, we could have used a giant muscle man a few moments ago, you know, when we were fighting Ludicolos. Gasp, gasp! Sean, you're safe. Plusle. Kyun. You know what? Right here. This seems like a good time to end the episode because I'm running on 20 minutes. So next time on Let's Play Pokemon Colosseum, we're going to officially return Plusle to duking, I suppose. See you guys then.